other saw that you might use is a circular saw. And of course, the circular saw excels at doing straight cuts. So you've got your curved cuts on your jigsaw, straight cuts on your circular saw. This is a radial saw, just like a table saw or a chop saw. The blade's spinning around, coming up through the material, and cutting up just like the jigsaw is. So you have to be aware of tear out on the top of your wood. And that's one of the issues with these saws. If when you're cutting materials like plywood that have veneer on them, you will get tear out on the top side if you don't have a very fine blade on there. So if you care about that, put a good blade on it. The blade should always be sharp anyway, but put a fine finished blade on it if that's what you're working with. Okay, to use one of these tools, it's very simple. It does require some setup though, and generally you don't want to freehand with this tool. It's too easy to get this tool caught in its own path, and it binds the blade. So what I'm talking about here is if you start a cut and you're halfway through, you're in a slot in the wood. If you accidentally lose control of this a little bit and turn sideways, the blade will bind in the slot you've already cut, lock up the blade, and this can actually catch the wood and kick back at you. So it's very dangerous. It can be a very dangerous tool if you don't do the proper setup with it. So one thing you always do with the circular saw is set up a guide rail. And a guide rail can be just a piece of wood